that you also have experiences where the men on these dating apps would say, come over, and you would immediately them. So like other men, why should other men put in effort when you've just gone over to men's houses and them right away?
It depends on what the other person is wanting. When I was talking with these people before, I said explicitly, like, let's go on a date versus let's go hook up.
Can you go down and grab
The pickles.
Yeah.
This is so important.
It's gonna
Sorry.
be
So go ahead.
it's gonna be Indiana Trolls and the Jar of Doom this evening. But anyway, go ahead.
In the times before, I would be like, I want to go on a date. I'm like on Tinder before versus like short-term fun, blah, blah, blah. I would be like either more promiscuous if it was just for hooking up or like, let's go on a date. Let's just try and have fun and go on a date. And so when I said, let's go on a date, I didn't think it would be Walmart. Oh.
But like, I don't understand. It would occur to me that, I mean, you personally don't find some of these dates like appealing, or the guy picked you up in a shitty car or whatever.
No, I didn't hit
I mean,
the car.
isn't that a greater deal of effort that's been expended by the man than just being like, hey, come over, let's fuck? So it's just like, you have had those experiences. I'm just
Like try to imagine these two parallels. Parallel one, guy you just think is really hot and you're horny one night, so you call him, he comes over, you hook up. Okay. Guy number two, you're dating, you really like him. He finds out by the second date that you've done this with men previously. And you say, but listen, it's not you, I really like you. I was just really horny one night and this guy was hot and I wanted to hook up. Doesn't guy number two feel like shit now? Like, doesn't guy number two go, well, wait a second, what do I get here?
I feel like that's like an individual case-by-case basis, though.
Yeah,
like
and so we're talking about two individual cases.
Yeah.
Case one, you hook up with a guy within minutes, right, because you just want to. Guy number two, you don't, right? Guy number two wants to hook up, but you're making him wait, right? Whatever reason, you're making him wait. You say to him, somehow this comes up as a topic of conversation, you tell him about guy number one. How would that not make guy number two feel like total shit?
He definitely would feel like total shit. If I were guy number two, I would be so sad badge. I'd be like, why doesn't she want me?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, not to butt in, but also to butt in. I feel like if they wanted you for more than just your body, like, you should feel better about that. Because the one night stand would probably just be one night stands. They like your head,
baby,
too.
you're right. Yeah, you know, I only give my body to men I hate.
No, not even that, but like one night stand.
You know what? That's fair, sweetheart. You're right. You know, you only give your body to men you hate. That's fair. Like, imagine that. Imagine it, though.
I am imagining it, but I personally, I would feel better if a man wanted to wait to have sex with me until like we've had an actual
No, it's
connection.
not about you. We're talking about the man.
Yeah, well,
We're not talking about how
She doesn't
you
know what men
feel.
think.
We're not talking about how you feel. We're talking about how a man would feel knowing that you had other men you had sex with.
knock it off.
Right? That you had other men you had sex with, and then you made him wait.
I have no idea how a man would feel.
How
So
do you
never
think
mind.
you would feel?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I would
It's
imagine
beyond
men
your
would feel
scope.
better about himself.
What about you? How would you feel in that situation?
Of
he'd feel like
course, I'd
shit.
be like, oh, you this other dude upon minutes of meeting him because you were horny one night, but you want me to wait. That would make no sense. That would make me think, wow, you really like that guy and must really not like me very much.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I can put it in a way.
Hang on. Is the light bulb? I feel like there's a light bulb, and it's like it's like about to just ding, and the whole room's going to get illuminated.
I mean, it really depends on the guy, though. I mean, for you, you would say, like, you would feel pretty shitty. You would say that.
Every guy on planet Earth would feel shitty.
Brian, would you feel shitty if you found out that so-and-so, the girl that you were talking to or whatever, she had sex with another guy, but she wanted you to wait? How would you feel about it?
Yeah, that's dog shit.
That's his. It's actually his argument.
Oh, that's your. Oh,
That's
right.
it's his argument.
Okay.
But I mean, let me ask you the same question in reverse. A guy's like, "Oh yeah, baby, this chick just came down, and I just wanted to f her. That's all. But I really like you, so we need to take it slow."
Well, the past is in the past, and I'm the future. So.
All right, she's not.
Yeah.
It's not worth engaging with her.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Okay, she wanted to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm just like gonna say that women also can feel this in like the way of like, for me, I don't like doing one night stands. I want a relationship. Generally, I want to date until I can kind of feel if this is going to be serious, and I don't want to be intimate with someone until I know that that's the page they're on. But guys, a lot of guys I know, they expect they don't want to. They need to have sex with you to see if they want to be in a relationship with you. But in general, the same guy who's saying I'm not ready for a relationship could date the next girl like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, so I do think that makes sense.
I didn't even understand it, but I'm trying to.
I think she's saying that she would probably feel.
I'm just saying that there's also like women also can feel like you're talking about men and how men feel.
No,
I'm also
I
saying
know what you're
women go
saying.
through this thing as well where
Sure,
men
sure.
look at them like they're just a piece of ass and not a relationship.
Why don't I tell me if this is what's going on?
Okay.
So let's say you were dating a guy for like a year, but it was kind of a situationship, and he was like, I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure what I want right now. Like, you're really great, but I just want to take things slow. I'm not in this point in my life where I'm ready for long-term relationship. You guys break up. 2 weeks later, he's engaged to another woman.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind
Not
of
a
what you're
year,
talking about?
Not a year. That's a long time to like let
Some
guy
women are in
decide
situationships
if-
or-
yeah, but I mean just like in general, like guys often I've seen with my friends and like personal experiences, a guy's like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship, I just want to hook up, where I'm just like, I'm good then, like but or they're actively pursuing you, and then they're literally they have a whole girlfriend like 5 days later, and it's like on Instagram or something like that.
Wait.
That has happened.
Wait, I'm just
Yeah, it's happened to me
I'm
too.
confused because it's like you guys always say girls are so confusing, but I'm confused right now about what men want, because you don't want a girl to be promiscuous and sleep with you on the first date, but you're gonna be mad if she doesn't sleep with you on the first date.
I think they were more
Question
so
mark,
like just
question mark,
playing
question
devil's
mark.
advocate with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What do men want? Isn't that a movie?
well, it
What do men
depends.
want?
Yeah,
It
that- I
depends.
think
What
it
men
is.
want.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on if they're following secular ethics or Christian ethics or some other ethical form. So from Brian's perspective, it makes total sense to me. He says, okay, if you're willing to sleep with a dude the first night you meet him, but you want to make me wait, that's basically signaling to me that you don't want me. I can't argue with that. I don't know how to argue with that, because how else could it make you feel?
Like they crave something more meaningful than just intimacy.
But okay, so here,
Yeah,
let
but
me
if it's
frame
more,
it.
if it's more meaningful, though, why would you give the intimacy to the guy who it wasn't meaningful with?
Yeah, it's like you.
That's counterintuitive.
I feel like you said it yourself, though. If in this hypothetical, the girl's horny.
Yeah, just like a guy's horny.
Yeah,
a guy's
but,
horny,
so
yeah.
the assumption is that now Brian doesn't make you horny, right? In this hypothetical.
I you know what? That makes sense a little bit, but not a lot, but a little bit for
Because
sure.
wouldn't you
Okay.
question? You'd be like, "What's wrong with me? Why can't you have sex with me?"
Right.
Instead? Like
I get- yeah,
that would be
honestly-
like
That would be the
that would
point.
fuck with my head.
How about
honestly.
here? How about this? So imagine a guy who introduced his friends, family, spends quality long romantic dates, revealed his emotional side with girls he just wanted to smash, but with girls he saw long-term potential. He just booty called them. He left straight away afterwards. Like that's the difference. Does that make sense?
No.
No, not at all. Because like,
That was pretty much saying what I'm
Actually,
saying.
The reason
You're
it
kind of
doesn't-
agreeing with me.
The reason it doesn't make sense is Brian's point. So he's giving you the reverse.
Yeah, but the
He's
reverse
saying,
is my
would it
point.
he says, would it make sense? Would it make sense in the reverse if a guy wanted a long-term commitment with you, but then just did a booty call and then never talked to you again? That makes no sense. right?
Exactly. So the person that I might booty call, I don't want a long-term commitment with, but someone I'm getting to know, I would.
Yeah, right. That's the point, though.
Wait, I don't.
I'm
Wait.
trying
Oh, wait,
to
I think
give
I
you-
messed up. I messed up.
I'm trying to give you like, okay, it's like,
Well, I'm not a man, so I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I would think about it.
Yeah, it's truly up to you guys.
You can't put yourself in the shoes of the opposite sex.
I'm really trying.
Can you put your shoes in our?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like as a woman, like you said, like every woman could get sex if she wanted to.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel that the man would be disrespecting the woman if he agreed to have sex with her on a first date? Like
that's a separate conversation.
No, but I mean, like,
just
not
to
really,
answer
though.
very quickly, right? From my ethical purview, yes.
so then that's not the kind of man that you'd want to be seeing long term if they agree to have sex with you on a first date. If
Yeah.
they'd rather wait for you, then that sounds like a long term partner.
It does, but we still come into the same conundrum.
Okay.
So the problem is, sure, I agree with you that let's say a woman propositioned a man and he's following Christian ethics, he should turn her down. Sure.
But then in that case, then that man probably wouldn't want to be with that woman.
But it really has nothing to do with the idea of a man, let's say he's a Christian man, he's dating a woman, okay? She reveals to him that she wanted to have sex with these 2 previous men to him, but now she wants him to wait, right? It's still the same conundrum either way. It's still going to make him feel like shit either way.
Well, that sucks that his feelings got
Yeah,
hurt.
because I was like, why would you allow that to happen?
I feel like the woman probably wouldn't also tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how does that make it better?
The less you know, the better, baby. Like,
Right.
I feel like if anything that makes it
So
worse
the
is what if
idea
he
is like
finds out?
share your feelings.
And then you break
I
up.
want you to be in touch with your emotional side. I want you to open up to me. I ain't telling you fucking shit.
That's different. It's about
Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
because when you show something which is vulnerable, it can be weaponized. But when a man shows something vulnerable, it's the same thing. It can also be weaponized.
Well, ideally, I don't. The thing about this hypothetical is that that's just not something that I would do. Like,
This isn't that hypothetical. What I call this phenomenon faking virtue. So the idea is that they don't care. The woman doesn't care. She would sleep with the guy the first night if she thought that he wanted that. If that would lead to the long-term relationship, she would do that. Because she thinks that he has virtue and does not want a woman who is promiscuous, she will fake the virtue by making him wait.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
This happens all the time, by the way.
Nonstop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like this is
It's the most common story I hear on whatever.
super
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
Do you not understand? You still don't understand?
No, I understand. There's nothing I could say at this point because I don't necessarily agree. But if I disagreed, and you're just going to keep explaining it to me for the 10th time.
What do you mean? When you say you disagree, do you disagree that this phenomenon
No,
exists?
no.
Do you
I think
disagree
I'm
that
sure it
it's
completely
wrong,
exists.
or-
I'm sure it completely exists, but I'm sure that there's different intention behind it than just faking virtue.
What
Okay.
would the intention be?
Like I don't think that. Like if I didn't have sex with somebody immediately upon a first date, it wouldn't be that I was lying to them that I was virtuous. It would be because
I
of
agree.
some other reason,
But
probably.
wait, I actually agree. That could be the case.
but
That's
most
not-
of the time,
That's not the situation we're talking
Okay.
about. The situation specifically we're talking about is if the woman ordinarily would sleep with this guy, but thinks if she does, that could in some way diminish his interest in her. Okay? So she doesn't, even though she wants to. He, right, at that point, she's tailoring her virtue to him.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's that explanation made so much more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does this not happen all the time?
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Then that's faking virtue.
Okay.
What if when I'm just curious on your thoughts about this.
Is that just me?
When men
Does anybody smell anything?
Yeah, I smell it.
Smell like
I thought I was having a stroke for a second. Apparently that's a sign.
oh, I smell it now.
Maybe something back.
Are we all having a stroke? After that conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
think we have a
cigarette
panic
smell.
attack.
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not cigarettes.
It's not
it smells
cigarettes.
like burning plastic.
Yeah.
Did you microwave the pizza?
What? Oh my god.
Smells like.
What's going on?
Now that you say it though, like
I know. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, I'm like
Oh,
looking
well.
for smoke.
I know. Until we see fire, we're fine. We're chill.
So when men, and again, this is all, women can do the same thing that you're accusing, or men can do the same thing that women so I'm not saying that only women or men do this, but a lot of guys lie to women to get laid in the aspect of like
Faking
hey,
virtue.
Exactly. So I'm just proving the point of, hey, I actually really like you. I told my family about you. Like, I want a relationship with you while you're, but in your values are, I want to wait, and you want to wait till like the 4th or 5th, whatever you're ready, hypothetically speaking. And a guy's like fakes it because he knows you want a relationship just to get you in bed and then ghosts you. Like, hypothetically speaking.
I don't dispute that men fake virtue to get laid. There's no doubt. Okay? Men will tell all sorts of tall tales, everything in between, so that they can get a piece. Okay? I mean, I even saw this in high school. Like, it happens. There's no doubt that it happens. But specifically here, we're just talking about this situation of the idea of what happens when you're a man, you're talking to a woman, you like her, she likes you back. She sees that you have some sort of like higher ethic or virtue. In this virtue, you say, I'm not looking for a woman who's highly promiscuous, things like this. All the things you may talk about on a first date or even before you go on the first date. So the woman tailors her behavior to that because you see what I'm saying?
I just wanted your opinions on that. That's all.
Yeah.
I
Of course,
understand what you're saying.
of course both sexes can fake virtue. But this is one I can't get past this hypothetical with Brian. This is it's an actual problem. We argue about this constantly.
The two of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we argue about it constantly.
Yeah, he looks mad.
So I follow Christian ethics. Brian's not a Christian. He follows secular ethics. Though he does have like an informed ethical belief from Christianity, it's still secular ethics. He says, man, that shit's unfair, Andrew. It's fucking unfair that a woman will sleep with 3 dudes before me, let's say, hypothetically, on the first date. But then when it comes to me, she goes, well, I really like you, so I don't want to. Right? How the fuck is that supposed to make him feel?
I think there is something really cherishable about not
Cherishable?
getting immediately to like just that place and enjoying time and spending time together. So like if I were the second man and that were me, yes, I'd be sad, but like
So
Lucy
the man
mentioned
gets to look
earlier-
past it. It's always so the answer from women to this always seems to be one of two things. Well, he should look past it, right? Or hey, what does he want? Does he want me to sleep with him the first date, or doesn't he? And it's like, well, the complexity here really though lies with the woman, not with the man. The man could be very virtuous and doesn't expect any woman to be promiscuous with him, but does like a woman who has been promiscuous. How's that fair to him though?
It's called having communication between two people.
Well, you're communicating.
It's like,
though.
do you both
You're
want to do it?
communicating, but you have to resolve the issue. And the issue is like, okay, you know what? I want to bang now. Oh, but honey, that doesn't follow your ethics. If it did, I would do it totally, right? It puts him in a catch-22.
What differences in this like do you guys see? Like, why do you guys have arguments about this? What's the main conflict among?
It just comes from
between,
an
you two?
ethical purview.
Okay.
Okay, so I follow Christian ethics, so I don't think you should be sleeping with anybody till you're
period.
married with them.
Like, period.
Period.
Right.
Right. But he follows a different form of ethics. He doesn't think sex outside of marriage is problematic. So if that's the case, he's just looking at it from a purely pragmatic point of view. You fuck the last 2 dudes immediately, or the last one immediately, but I have to wait? Why? What's wrong with me? So what's the answer?
I don't think anything's wrong with him.
Right. Nothing's wrong with him. So
Like, it could potentially be an indicator.
I mean, I also don't think it's a woman's fault if a guy lies to her to get laid. You know what I mean? Like, it's if someone lies to you or like they act different.
yeah, but you're just, what about the Mendoing? It's like, we already
That's not
know
even
about the
topic.
Mendo.
It's literally not even the topic.
Yeah, we already know about the Mendo. We know that there's men who are shitbags and do this and blah, blah. How do you reconcile this from the woman's aspect?
I mean, I think if it sounds like she
Into the
might like
mic,
you
into the
more.
mic.
Sounds like she might like you more than like maybe she does maybe think you have higher standards. So, I mean, where you could get mad about it, I think her intentions, it sounds like, is that she just genuinely likes you and wants you to get to know her instead of seeing her as like a body or something.
But she's faking virtue.
I agree. I'm saying yes. Yes.
So this would be a huge red flag indication.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also, I mean, if you're the guy in this situation and you're like, no, I actually do want a long-term relationship, but I also want to like hook up now. And then she's also doubles down and is like, no, it's just kind of it's a totally ridiculous situation. And it's ridiculous kind of from a bird's eye view of the entire situation, because the strange part is you'll say, oh, those other guys I dated, I didn't really care about them. It was just casual. They were just fuck buddies. It was just a fuck boy, a jerk, asshole, whatever. But you're like this great guy. I want the relationship with you. Shouldn't you? I don't view sex as a reward, but just the simplest way of kind of wrapping my head around it. Ought you not reward the guy who's most deserving of a relationship? So you withhold sex from the guy who's most deserving of it, and you give sex to like scumbag piece of shit men? That literally makes no sense, and it ties into the conversation we were having earlier, where men will see like, okay, does treating women well result in me like getting what I want, in this case sex? No, she's giving sex to the fuckboys, the jerks, the assholes. And it's just like this totally kind of mind fuck, especially for young men, where they're like, okay, you say you want to be treated well, you're like complaining about all these abusive men, but you're giving sex, this cherished thing, to the abusive men.
Right.
And it's really confusing.
Yeah.
And you're essentially, I don't think most men are not going to do the trade-off of, I'm not going to become like a piece of shit for pussy. Some men do, though. Some men are like, oh, this is what women respond to? Okay, I'll just become a piece of shit. I don't think that's the path that they should take, but like that's the path some men take. So you're almost rewarding, like you're almost, what's the word for it? You're
Perpetuating?
not perpetuating, but you're
Encouraging?
it's
Accelerating.
a synonym of, it's like a synonym of that. What's enabling? You're almost enabling men to like be pieces of shit.
Demanding, in fact. In many ways, it's demanding it. It's like if you're going to curtail it to the market, then what's the incentive of a man to even be virtuous?
But is his ultimatum or his motive is just to lay you in bed?
No. In fact, that's the opposite.
Okay.
But if he's virtuous, you would assume he's looking for a woman with virtue. So if the woman is tailoring the virtue to the man who has virtue, and he figures this out, he's going to get super pissed, right? That's the idea here. Yeah.
That would be really confusing and difficult as a man.
How about this? Have any of you done, this is like a step further even. And there's been a bunch of like Reddit threads on this that we've reacted to. Actually, I feel like we should just pull it up.
I feel like we should do the pickle jar.
Well, she's outside. We'll do that in just a second, but I'm going to get something pulled up, Damien, for you to...
By the way, we got it. You know, I feel like we got to raise a little bit in super chats for the pickle jar. I feel like we got to get to...
It was very pricey.
Yeah, we got to get to $750 for this pickle jar. Send them in, boys. Send them in.
Let's see.
So that we can watch them struggle with the pickle jar. I want to see it. I do want to see it.
I'm
That
trying
would
to...
be very interesting.
Here it is. I'm going to send this to you, Damien. We'll get that pulled up in just a sec. It's something we've reacted to a couple different times. It is interesting, though, but it kind of like takes it a step further. But I mean, on this, it's kind of like, it would be kind of like, how about this? A guy who, for the girls that he just wanted to like fuck really quickly and never talk to again, like he did the most for those girls. So the girls that he just wanted to have sex with once and then ghost after, he took them on like really fancy dinner date, treated them really well, did all the chivalrous stuff, opens the car door for them. Let's see what else. He got them flowers and did all this. And then, but for the girl who like is worthy of a relationship, he does none of that. He'll take you to McDonald's. He'll kind of be a bit aloof. Not
There's
really.
guys like that.
Sure.
Wait, so
Sure. Let's say there is.
Not a lot, but
But let's say there is. Wouldn't that send exactly the opposite signal from your view?
It should 100%.
But it doesn't.
No,
but,
it does.
But it's not. I guess would put yourself in the shoes of that woman. So, you find out that not just bird's eye view, but you're going through this experience. This is a guy you really like, and he claims he really likes you, but he's kind of been a bit aloof. He's not really responding to you very quickly. He's taking you on like really low effort dates, or he's just like, just come over and we'll just watch Netflix, whatever. And then you find out that the last 3 women he dated, and there's been no
He
material.
was giving him the sun, the moon, and the stars.
There's been no
Saturn
material, no material change whatsoever to his finances, anything like that. But his last 3 girlfriends, he would take them on trips to Hawaii, and he would.
So why are you
Nice
Burger King
dates.
girl?
Burger King.
Yeah, why are you
I don't-
McDonald's
Burger King.
girl?
Wait, McDonald's? No, I'm not. I was, I'm not.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying
well, you could take me to Petco on
I'm
a
just
first
saying
date,
the point
but,
is
you know,
is like if you found out that the previous
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, you'd be
I'd
fucking
livid.
pissed.
I'd be pissed.
And
but
you would be
hella,
like,
hella
what the
pissed.
fuck is going on here?
Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no
I'd
sense.
be pissed, 100%. If I found out the guy that I like did X, Y, Z for another girl.
Yes, and
then for me, he's like, nah. Here's some
and-
McDonald's.
but then-
I
what
guess.
about my
Can we-
McDonald's?
can we
What
split
about
it?
my
And
McDonald's?
Can we split it?
But then when you confront him about this, he's like, no, you don't understand. I really like you. Like,
It's like the games
they
for me.
didn't matter.
It's the games.
They didn't matter.
We're all
Like,
just playing games
I
with each
really,
other.
really like you.
We're all just playing games with each other.
Yeah, except the difference is men
That's
don't
such
do
cope.
that.
That's
Is it
don't
not
do
true?
that.
I'm not saying
cope.
everyone, but I'm saying like society has kind of turned into like when a guy, I'll ask my friends like something hypothetical, and they're just like, oh, he's playing hard to get, or like, oh, this, and I'm
It's
like,
just-
but why if he
listen.
knows I like him, like why would we have to play a game?
Listen, it's hope. Okay, so, to be perfectly frank, it's hope. The idea is, I fucked a bunch of dudes before you, but now I'm gonna tailor my sexuality to your virtue because I really like you, right? That's hope.
Okay.
The same way you would see it as the guy, right? You'd be like, dude, you bought this chick flowers and flew her out to, fucking Peru, and she didn't even give it up, nothing, right? And you're taking me to fucking McDonald's? Like, what are you thinking? You would say the same shit. You'd be like, you're coping super hard, right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so I mean, the whole idea, right into the mic, by the way, the whole idea here is just to say, like, look, the choices that you make have significant ramifications on future partnerships. This is one such way we can just demonstrate easily. If a dude did that in reverse, of course you're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong
It's
with
a
this
mind
guy?
fuck for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
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 I have a hypothetical for your hypothetical.
I want to hear
All
it.
right, let's hear
Okay,
it.
so say that you are a woman who has been promiscuous before, and you've had slept with people on first dates, and then you meet a guy, and he's a Christian, and he has Christian values, and he wants to wait, and you think, wow, I really like this guy, and I want to be with him, so I'm willing to wait for him. Do you think that you would still have that
Nope.
guy would still have the same reaction?
No.
Okay.
No, he would be following a different ethical standard.
Ah.
However, the woman could still be faking virtue.
But
So
if
the
she decides
woman-
to change her mind, if she's like, wow, like you're
Sure,
right,
if
I
she
should
has
not.
if she has a legitimate change of heart, I don't know how you would be able to tell that, right? But if she had a legitimate change of heart, he may instantly say, "Great, right? You're following the same ethics, virtues that I am." This is not the case we're talking about, though. But I'll just go ahead and grant this: Christian men have to deal with this conundrum all the time.
I bet.
The idea of, yeah, you have a pretty promiscuous past, but now you're suddenly a Christian when you happen to meet me and like me a lot, right? And I don't have all of these past demons. It's a lot to ask, right? It's a big ask.
Well, I only say that because my most recent ex was is a Christian, and so we waited for.
Why was he with a vegan?
We,
That's bizarre.
We had a long history like before then, but we had never like been intimate with each other. And so when we started dating, we waited for a pretty long time before being intimate with one another.
Yeah.
And he knew about my past. He knew that I'd slept with people before, but he wasn't like, oh, why did she sleep with them and not me?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the reason I bring that up is because that situation did apply.
So there's going to be cases many cases where Christians end up with women who are promiscuous or end up with women with a checkered past or end up with any number of these different things. They're not gonna hold that against you.
Right.
They're gonna hold the false virtue against you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
That-
distinction there.
Yeah, totally.
And so it's like, but in modernity, how does a modern Christian man navigate that?
Right.
I have no fucking idea, and neither do they.
Yeah.
And then we had that thing to react to. Can we pull that up? Also, let's do Twitch first, guys. All right. Lucy Goosey, let me have you read this.
I'm unsure if I should tell my boyfriend this information. I've recently gone official with a man I've been dating for a couple months. He's kind, respectful, and considerate, and I really think that he could be the one. But something is eating at me. I wanted to build slowly with this man, so we didn't become intimate until after going exclusive. But between the first date and that point, I did see an old friends with benefits a couple times. Back then, I didn't think anything of it, as I wasn't exclusive. But I underestimated how much I would care for my boyfriend, and I feel almost like I've cheated on him. Have I done something wrong? And do I need to tell him? Will he end things with me? Can I read the update?
Scroll down a bit. There's read it.
Oh, sorry. Update. There was mixed reactions here, but my gut told me I should tell my boyfriend. He said, sorry, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who does that. Then he blocked me on everything.
Okay, so she asks, have I done something wrong? Do I need to tell him? Will he end things with me? Going around the table, your thoughts on that, if you want to.
I don't think so. If she stopped doing that is like when they went exclusive. She underestimated how much she'd like him. She didn't know how it would turn out.
You don't think she did anything wrong?
Well, no, they weren't together, so how could it be cheating? I think the guy was being a little bit dramatic, but hey,
Okay.
if that's what his
Here,
standards
we'll,
are.
Sure, we'll let everybody answer before we
Yeah.
give our response.
Personally, from like my values, like I kind of, for me, it's like I'm not testing them, but it's just because that's how I am. I'm not going to tell a man he has to be exclusive with me. I kind of expect it. I obviously voice that I'm exclusive, and if I found that out like after, and I was felt like falling for this guy and catching feelings, and I was exclusive to him, and I was vocal that I wasn't dating around, and I found out he was sleeping with an old friends with benefits, 100%, I'd probably break up with him if I found that out.
I wouldn't really mind it because with my own way of looking at relationships, like I feel like there needs to be an official communication and title of things being exclusive. If there's not, I feel like it's free.
So she didn't do
Can
anything
you
wrong.
tilt your mic that way?
So she didn't do anything wrong, right?
No.
No. Okay.
I disagree. I think she did do something wrong, and that's why she feels guilty for it. Like, why else would you be like writing like this is just, like this post is just proof that she feels guilty and that she is guilty because she clearly felt bad about it because she did something wrong. So
What did she do wrong?
I know that they didn't like they weren't exclusive or whatever, but if you're talking to someone, you need to make it clear that you're either hooking up or you're like dating. You can't just be like, oh well, I don't know what we are. It's like that's not how that works. You need to communicate with people. That's why these things happen, because they don't communicate, and that's her fault for not communicating that.
Also, if you think he's the one, then why would you be sleeping with your old friends with benefits? It just doesn't make sense.
That's
Go ahead.
fair.
No, I think like if they weren't dating and they like weren't exclusive, she didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
She didn't do anything wrong.
I think she did something wrong.
Okay, what about you?
I think she did something wrong.
Pull it back up really quick. Okay. Here's what she did wrong.
Oh.
Y'all are wrong. You guys are just wrong. Sorry. Here, pull it back up. Okay. If you skip to the line where it says, I wanted to build slowly with this man, so we didn't become intimate until after going exclusive. But between the first date and that point, I did see old friends with benefits a couple of times.
I missed that part. That's fucked. That's so fucked.
So she told him, she was virtue signaling that she wanted to build slowly with him. So essentially she lied to him. She said, I want to build slowly. Sex is this like cherishable thing that really cherishable thing.
Cherishable.
A chariot.
Charitable.
Cherishable.
Charitable.
Cherishable.
Yes.
Yes,
That.
cherishable. That, yeah. So she wanted to build slowly with this man. So while he was taking her out on dates, and it could have, we don't know all the details, right? But I think it would be fair to say here that he wanted to smash, and she was like pumping the brakes. She was pumping the brakes, saying, no, like, I want to build slowly. Meanwhile, she, friends with benefits who she didn't build slowly with, she was giving pussy to this dude while this other sucker was taking her on dates, doing a little ass out hug at the end of the date, little kiss on the lips, and then she goes and sucks some other dude's cock.
But if it's an old friends with benefits, it means it's someone that she's gotten with before. So I wonder if that changed. Does that change
She
anything
still
for you?
told the guy she wanted to build slowly and be
She
exclusive
told him
at some point.
She told him,
Like,
but
that's-
did they establish a relationship? Did they both together said, okay,
There
let's
was
be
no. So yes, there was not an
both
overt.
sides.
There was not a conversation about exclusivity.
Well, then there you go.
But
She didn't
yeah,
do
but
it wrong.
it's, yeah, you're trying to loophole it. But she said, I want to build slowly, which would imply
It's
that she's not
insinuating.
fucking another dude while she's
I
dating
agree.
him.
That's true.
Wanting something doesn't necessarily mean, like, we can want something, but do we get do we get what we want in the end?
She did.
How does this not make
She got
this
both
point?
men.
He broke up with her because she did tell him because she felt guilty.
Yeah, but she had both of them
Should she
at
have
one
kept it a
point.
secret?
Told
Wait,
him.
well, but
Why?
they weren't
Here.
exclusive.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have kept it a secret?
Okay, so here's the
That's a
thing.
yes.
My thing is, if my partner,
Would you have kept it a secret?
Would I've kept? Well, yes, because it's not. If we're not dating,
They are dating. They're just not.
Wait. So
They
wait,
They were
They were
dating. They were
bring
dating.
out the
She said that
pickles.
They were dating. They just weren't like.
She said they
technically
hadn't-
did
boyfriend
she
and
It wasn't
girlfriend.
specifically?
tech-
Can you pull it up, please?
Sure, it wasn't technically official, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes,
But they were dating.
technicality.
Because, hold on.
But she clearly communicated that she didn't want to become intimate.
I've recently gone
until
so
going
here.
exclusive.
Wait.
I've recently gone official with a man I've been dating for a couple months, indicating that they were like dating for a couple months,
Okay.
but it had not been official.
So they've been So she's been courting with him.
Yes,
been in a
but
courtship.
she said,
Yes.
I wanted to build slowly with this man. So we didn't have sex until after going exclusive. So for months, this guy was taking this chick on dates, thinking she was the type of woman to wait for sex. So she was kind of misleading him to some degree. All the while she was building slowly and building towards this, like, I guess, big thing, like this meaningful relationship, she was getting her back blown out by her friends with benefits.
Okay, I see where your point is. However, I'm going to disagree because of the thing I want to say. They've been dating. He's been courting her. When you're dating somebody, you didn't establish a title with that person. You have free game with whoever you want to be with. Just because they went on dates for a couple of months does not negate the fact that he didn't say, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And now in the text, did it state in the text that he asked to be his girlfriend?
Wait.
It just says that they were dating for a couple months and then
Okay,
they recently
so
went official.
Dating, I mean, well, okay, so
Just to be clear, the argument here is not that she cheated on him.
okay,
The
but
argument here is that she
Misled.
was like, I
basically
made
lied.
this guy wait months to hit, claiming, like, trying to feign virtue. Meanwhile, she was like getting fucked by her friends with benefits.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's
think
the issue.
that's
You don't think it's wrong?
because it's there.
Did you do that to your husband?
There's no
No,
establishment.
no, hold on. Did you do that? Did your husband?
No, I didn't do that to my husband.
Did your husband like hit right away? Or?
No, he told me first that he was talking to somebody. He came to me. Before we even started dating and before we even started courting with each other, he told me, "Hey, I am talking to somebody." If she
Fine.
would have said that to him, if she would have said that to the guy in the beginning, then I would
She
be
didn't,
like,
though. She
But
didn't.
She
She
didn't because it was her choice. She chose not to say anything.
She
because-
chose to lie.
It's like it's his
because she
choice to
wanted
leave her.
to slowly build a
She wanted to
relationship.
manipulate.
Not
She was
ma-
manipulating the
not
situation on
manipulating
purpose.
the
It is
100%
manipulation. It is
manipulation.
She was
It's not
manipulating.
it's
Yes,
not
it is. That's exactly what manipulation is.
100%
Calm down, baby
manipulation.
girl, because I'm not trying to.
Girl,
big
you're frustrating me.
conversation. But I'm just.
W.
I'm just trying to say, if they were courting, if they were dating for a couple of months, okay, dating could mean boyfriend and girlfriend, and to your guys' eyes, dating is boyfriend and girlfriend. To me, dating is courting, okay? If he has not established we're boyfriend and girlfriend, then I say she has free game. She does not have to tell him her every move on what she does with another man. However, she did feel guilty because she wanted to build that relationship with this man.
Let me ask you.
Wanted.
Can I ask you a question? So you have this guy that you really like, right?
Okay.
And he tells you, hey, like, I don't want to be intimate with you. Like, exactly what the situation is, okay? I don't want to be intimate with you until I have decided that, like, you're the one I want to be with. But in order to do that, I got to sleep with this other girl first. How would that make you feel?
Well, you can't be with anyone else. And then, like, I'm going to...
Well, who's to say that? The thing about
insinuating I want to wait, and like that means like I'm very holy. I want to wait, and you have to court me. You have to take me on dates every single weekend, spend your money and your time, and I'm gonna make you think that you're courting me and I'm the only person that you're talking to until you get to the point where we're in a relationship. But because I really just wanted to hook up with other guys, and I was making you wait, I'm gonna go hook up with my ex.
But doesn't that happen all the
you
time?
And building a relationship with you and someone I think that could be my husband and someone I think that is treating me well, someone who's a really good guy. That's fucked up.
Also, they were just dating.
But like, saying that you want to build something with someone implies that you're not having sex with other people.
Okay, but did she? Okay, so the thing about it is, was she like with him? Was she with him?
Who cares? Who
Hey,
cares?
But no,
that's enough of that logic.
Who cares? Why are you?
No, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a simple question because I would just want to understand. Was she at the time effing him while they were dating for a couple of months?
No, that's the whole point.
Okay, then
that's why it's
fair.
fucked up.
It's fair.
No, because she was making him wait. She was making him wait.
Whoa.
She was making him earn it while she's literally hooking up with his ex while she thinks could be her husband.
And he probably thinks she's not having sex with anyone.
She said we've been dating for a couple of months. To me, dating is courtship.
I can make this so easy. I can make this really easy. Okay, here.
I'm done. I'm done.
Stop. Okay, let me make this really easy, okay? So here's the scenario. Let's like exit the bird's eye view and go right into like an anecdotal experience. So they're cuddling. The guy who she's not fucking, they're cuddling, and the guy's like, babe, like I really like you, like I wanna have sex, and she says, she lies, and she says, oh, I'm sorry, I'd like to wait a little longer, like I don't do that, like I want to wait.
While she's banging this other guy.
And then hold on. And then that date wraps up at 9 p.m. At 10 p.m., she goes over to the FWB, the Friend with Benefits house, and then she brings him. Well, okay, I'm not going to add that part. She just goes over, walks through the door, goes over to his bed, gets into doggy style, and he just fucks her. You don't think there's anything wrong with that?
Did he establish that they were boyfriend and girlfriend?
No.
Okay,
I've already told you.
I don't think that's wrong.
But she's okay. Again, she tells him in that date moment, yeah, I really like you, but I just want to wait longer to like have sex because, that I just want, yeah. And then later that night, she fucks some dude.
Like that's lying.
That's so disrespectful.
You know what I mean?
But
and that's you want that to be your husband? That's a man. That's the one.
But that's hypothetical, though. You're saying this.
But this actually happened to this girl.
But I'm just trying to explain to you guys. She said they've been dating for a couple of months. To me, dating is courtship. I've been trying to say that to you guys.
Exactly.
Bro, wait, hold on, no, hold on, wait, stop, hold on. Courtship.
Yes.
Courtship, courtship, chivalry. Right? You think a woman fucking another dude while you're courting her, you think she's deserving of courtship? Nah, she's for the streets. She's a fucking 304 strumpet, bro. Fuck no. You don't, if you're, hold on. If you're a girl and you think you deserve courtship and you're getting your guts rearranged by some other fucking dude, you're not a lady. You don't get chivalry. You don't get courtship. Back to the streets you go.
Okay, period. That's what he ended up doing to her. Is that correct? That's what he ended up
she
doing
did
to her. Is that
something
correct?
But you're
she
talking
told-
courtship. You're talking courtship.
But you can never know.
That's
you could
it.
be dating somebody for a couple of months. Like we can have there's a thing called the talking stage. You talk for a guy for 3 months. Or is that technically dating?
But if you tell the guy that
each
you
other that
want
you're
to
not-
date him and that you're
You're seeing
saving
other
yourself
people,
for him for later, and then you go fuck some other dude, that's not honest.
But my thing, okay, but like that's then my question is, because this is what I want to understand: is dating and talking stage the same
But
thing?
I think that's not even the issue that they're trying to bring up. It's more the fact that she was basically misleading him about what her values are.
Yes.
And I think that it would have been one thing if he was saying, I want to wait. And she said, okay, well, I'm going to go get the pleasure from somewhere else. But he wasn't. It was her saying, I want to wait. So it's kind of like,
She was
it's just
pumping
kind
the
of,
brakes.
it's kind of hypocritical, because it's like, it would have been completely one thing if he was the one who was pumping the brakes. And she was like, well, I gotta get it done.
And what about the impression? Like, people talk a lot about, we're just in the talking stage. We haven't got to the commitment stage, this and that. But all of that's based around body language, signals, what we think, the impressions we give each other. And so it's like, what impression was this guy under? He must have been under the impression that it was leading to something, or else why was this chick guilty to begin with? Why did she feel so guilty she posted about it to begin with?
Thank you.